FreedomToons.
Okay, so this is a lot of fun. Apparently in Oregon, it's illegal to pump your own gas. And in certain counties, this law is being repealed and people are freaking out about it. Now, this is no shock to myself or most other libertarians because all of the same arguments used for virtually any and every government regulation are being used to uphold this one, and it's kinda hilarious. As soon as the government gets involved with providing something to the public or regulating a certain set of behaviors, people lose their minds if you even suggest that maybe we should walk back some of that state power and give people more control over their own lives. And this is the perfect example. So let's check out some of these comments. KTVL, CBS 10 News in Medford. Pump your own gas? Starting January 1st, Oregonians can begin pumping their own gas in rural counties. The humanity. Do you think Oregon should allow self-serving gas stations statewide? Yes or no? I don't know how to pump gas, and I'm 62, native Oregonian. I say no thanks. I don't want to smell like gasoline. Okay, so we have somebody who believes that they will smell like gasoline if they have to pump their own gas. Which is true. When you do smell like gasoline when you pump your own gas. That's fair. That's a good point. In fact, I don't even think I've pumped my own gas once without catching on fire, even just a little bit. No, disabled seniors. See, it's good they have that comma there, so we know it's disabled and seniors, not disabled seniors. And also so that we know they're not saying no disabled seniors. No disabled seniors allowed. No, disabled seniors, people with young children in the car need help. Not to mention getting out of your car with transients around and not feeling safe too. This is a very bad idea. Grr. Okay, so this has 131 likes. It means 131 people saw that and they were like, yep, that's a good point. Those disabled seniors and people with young children, they need it. The reason this comment is interesting to me is because this is, to a T, the exact logic that we hear almost every single time anyone proposes repealing state regulation. This isn't a law which is being proposed to say it should be illegal to have gas station attendants who will pump your gas. That's perfectly legal. It's legal in every other state. They just don't do it. Why? Because they're totally unnecessary. So if it's a bad idea, it's a bad idea which, like, literally works out for everybody. So, kind of one of those bad ideas. One of those bad ideas that works. It's official. Oregon is full of mentally defective, full-grown children incapable of the most mundane of adult tasks. That's hilarious. And it's unfortunately kind of true. But again, I would argue this isn't just Oregon. If you ask anyone in any state whether government regulations should be walked back, you're gonna hear the exact same arguments. Like, we're laughing at people in Oregon for thinking that they need the government to tell them how to pump their gas. Yet we believe we need the government to tell us who we should and should not be allowed to do business with. We believe that we need the government to provide our birth control, despite the fact that the market has driven the price down tremendously and it's substantially cheaper than it has ever been at any other point in human history. We believe that you need the government to regulate whether or not you wear a seatbelt in your car, because that's not a choice adults should be able to make for themselves. We believe you need the government to put aside retirement savings for every single citizen, despite the fact that it doesn't actually put the retirement savings aside for us. It just has the future generations commit to paying for our retirement before they're even old enough to consent. That's Social Security. Yuck! Pumping my on fuel in freezing temperatures and handling a nasty old fuel nozzle that 50 other people have touched that day, and who knows what cooties are on there. No thank you. It's nice not having to pump your own fuel. Not a good idea. There are lots of reasons to have an attendant helping. One is that they need a job too. Many people are not capable of knowing how to pump gas and the hazards of not doing it correctly. Besides, I don't want to go to work smelling of gas when I get it on my hands or clothes. I agree, very bad idea. Okay, if there are people out there not capable of knowing how to pump gas, do you really think that they're qualified to sit behind 4 tons of steel and pilot it across America's streets? If you're too stupid to pump gas, you shouldn't have a driver's license. Here's another argument that people oftentimes make. If we get rid of this regulation, it will destroy jobs. People seem to assume that once a person is no longer working in any given field, they're just unemployed for the rest of their lives. No, what unemployment means is that people are transitioning from one career field to another one, generally speaking, so long as you're not in a depression or a recession. And that's a good thing because it means that industry is evolving and changing, and that person is being placed elsewhere where it's more economically efficient for them to be, so that they can provide goods and services to the whole of society in a way that's much more effective than they were previously providing or attempting to provide. I don't want to pump my own gas. Hate the smell. And having to get out in the winter in a skirt? No way. Okay, Carrie, don't wear a skirt in the winter. What? Now, it's interesting because presently there are actually more yes reacts than no reacts. But when I first came across this post a couple days ago, the public reaction to it was overwhelmingly against allowing people in Oregon to pump their own gas. Now, fortunately, people from outside of Oregon saw the post, and we came and laughed at Oregonians. But for a while, most of the people commenting were completely against allowing folks in Oregon to pump their own gas. I can't find it anymore, but I read one comment where a person argued that you have to be a trained, qualified professional to pump gas. Again, folks, this is just what happens, I think, when you stay in a single state your entire life. But the fact of the matter is, we all very much love the cage that we have put in. I mean, unbelievable. Now do you understand the nature of your enslavement? This has been Stefan Molyneux from Freedom Aid Radio. Please donate. But no, at the risk of sounding super pretentious, we all kind of like the rules that we're forced to follow, even when they're really, really stupid rules. So please just try to keep that in mind next time you vote. Because not only will you have to follow whatever stupid laws you're in love with following, but other people who realize that those laws are stupid are going to have to follow them as well. So please be cool. Love you.
Hey folks, thank you so much for watching. I've actually been on a business trip this week, so most of the animation in this video was done by my freelancers and assistants. So a special thanks to them, and also a special thanks to everyone donating on Patreon, because without you folks, I wouldn't have been able to afford to hire the assistants. And if you want to help me and my team make more cartoons, please consider becoming a Patreon donor yourself. Thank you so much.